श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदाहृति व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः श्रीवासरंगपरकालमुनित्रयाप्तलक्ष्मात्मरक्षणदित्युगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूत मनर्गशीलम गोपाल देशिक मुनिम गुरुमाश्रयामः. So Vishnu Sahasranamam is a panacea for all illnesses, for even our samsara bhayam, the vicious cycle of birth and death, janma mrityu jara vyadi, the old age, the diseases, everything gets cured because of the power of Vishnu Sahasranama. The names have been plucked and collected and collated by rishis. It is merely reproduced by Bhishma, and it is compiled by Vyasa. So it has been established that it grants us all kind of benefits. So not only in this world, as well as it gives us complete relief from any further future births. So Vishnu, even one name is enough for the Lord to be pleased. There is a anecdote which I have heard in one of the discourses by acharyas. There was in my teenage, there was a Vidwan, Veda teacher, a great Mahan by name Tavadam Venkatachari in Srirangam. We were living in Srirangam, and he was in his maybe late 80s or early 90s, and he was able, he was teaching lot of students for several generations Vedas, and few days he was not well. He had lots of phlegm and cough. So, and one fine morning he was almost unconscious. So the Sishyas took him to the hospital, nearby hospital in Trichy, and it was late night. So there was only one doctor available. He checked the pulse, he checked the person, the Swami's health, and he said even the night, he cannot withstand even one night. He's already declining health. So if you want, you can take him back, because there is nothing that I can treat. He is old, his age has caught up, and he is not well. So one of the students got agitated, angered. What's the point in studying medicine and becoming a doctor? You are supposed to treat. What happens next is besides the point. You have to treat him. You are here, we have brought him, so treat him. So the doctor also got annoyed because he had diagnosed correctly. Probably it was a point of no return. So the doctor said, okay, I agree. I will stand by what I am saying. If he survives by tomorrow morning 8 a.m. when I am here, I will treat him. Because the doctor was confident that he would not survive because of the health. And you can leave him here. You can be here. The nurse will take care. I will come back tomorrow morning and I will treat if he survives. And he left. So the poor boys did not know what to do. There were about 15 of them. So one of them decided, see, Vishnu Sahasranamam will grant complete, it is a panacea for all illnesses. Let us all recite Vishnu Sahasranamam. We will take turns. 2 or 3 people will recite Vishnu Sahasranamam for 2 or 3 times. It will take only 20 minutes for us to recite once. So 3 times means 1 hour. Then that person can take rest for an hour. The other 3 can recite. Similarly, we will have a cycle till the doctor comes. So they kept on reciting Vishnu Sahasranamam one batch after another continuously where Swami was lying down. And next day morning 8 a.m. he could open his eyes, and when doctor came and checked, he was almost cured. There was hardly any sign of that severe illness. There was, of course, some fever, some phlegm, which was still prolonging, but he was already over. He came out, he recovered. So that's the power of Vishnu Sahasranama. Not that a person would come out of a problem. However, it would grant us even the upper world, Sri Vaikuntham or Moksha Anubhavam, even if he had passed away. So that's the thing which we need to understand. So let us dive into the sloka meaning. Today we are going to enjoy Archishman Archita Kumbho Vishuddhatma Vishodanaha Aniruddha Pratirataha Pradyumnomita Vikramaha Archishman Archita Kumbho Vishuddhatma Vishodanaha Aniruddha Apratitaha Pradyumno Amita Vikramaha. Archishman. Archishman means he who has great luster, he who has great splendor, tejas. Architaha, he who is performed archana, he who is worshipped. Kumbhaha, he who shines in this world. He shines in this world through several objects, through several tejas. When there is a flower, when there is a sun, when there is a light, he is there. Vishuddhatma, he is of pure nature. Vishodhanaha, he is the purifier. Not only he is of pure nature, he is also the purifier. The very thought of him, the very remembrance of him, the very contemplating of him, the very utterance of his stotras will purify us, will cleanse us. The Nama, Vishnu Sahasranama, will remove us of our papams so that we can start fresh. After reciting Vishnu Sahasranama, we can start papams fresh, on a fresh note. We are not going to stop doing papams, we will do. But at least a day papam will get cured at the end of the day when you recite Vishnu Sahasranama. Aniruddha, one who cannot be restricted, one who cannot be controlled. He cannot be restricted. Aniruddha. Apratirataha, the matchless, the unparalleled, the peerless. Pradyumnaha, he who illumines the jivatmas. Amita Vikramaha, he is of immeasurable steps. So that's the one liner. Archishman Archita Kumbho Vishuddhatma Vishodanaha Aniruddho Pratirataha Pradyumno Amita Vikramaha. Archishma, we will enjoy each meaning a little bit more and dive into it and glorify the Nama and see what the Nama gives or interpreted by Acharyas in different Anubhavams. It is, even if you do not know the meaning, the Lord is still going to be pleased with our utterance of the Nama. But it is for us to know the beauty of the Nama so that when we recite, we enjoy. Because when we actually know the meaning, we would tend to enjoy it more. The word Archishman, the word Archish means ray of light. So he who has great luster. Parasara Bhattar says Bhagavan has great luster because he reveals to his devotees. He reveals himself to his devotees. Ordinarily, people will not be able to realize his greatness. However, when Arjuna had to see the Vishwarupam, he was given the divine vision, divine chakshush. Chakshush means eyes, so that he could see the true greatness of Krishna. And this can also refers to his Jyoti in the Archavataram. When we see the Lord Srinivasa, the way he shines is so beautiful. When we see the Lord Ranganatha, the way he shines, he is resplendent. That's the Archavataram. Archi Vigraha Kantihi Tadasya Asti iti Archishman. He reveals his luster or greatness to his devotees just at the level the devotee can enjoy. He enables, he facilitates the devotee to enjoy and experience his greatness. He gives us the chance for us to understand his greatness through this medium, through these Zoom sessions. In truth, his divine luster is beyond nature. So no one can ordinarily realize his depth and the magnitude of his luster. He is equivalent to the million suns. Sun means not S-O-N, S-U-N. He is equivalent to the millions of suns together. We cannot even see. That is why Andal says in Tripavai, Anganirendum kondengal mel nokuriye. Please open your eyes slowly and please show us your eyes, your darshan. Please enable us to see your darshan. Shankaracharya mentions the principal luminary is that he, by whose radiance the sun, the moon, and the others, the stars, shine. In the Upanishad says, Bhishasma dvatah pavati, Bhishodeti suryaha, Bhishasmadagnischendrascha, Archishmanto tadiyena archisha chandra suryadaya, Sayeva mukya archishman. So just as the hot iron rod acquires redness like fire when it is associated with fire, so also the sun and the moon shine because they are associated with Bhagavan as the indweller, as the Antaryami. It is he who gives the sun and the moon their brightness. So that is Archishman, Architaha, he who is worshipped. He who is worshipped. All the gunas that have been described so far are consistent with his Archavatar, to be worshipped. This Nama also Parasara Bhattar says, hence refers to the Archavatar. Archavatar means like the Divyamangala Vigraham we have in temples. We have in Shaligramam in our Perumal Sannidhi. The other incarnations are limited to us by the time. Last time I said the Ramavataram, Krishnavataram, Nrisimhavataram, the Srivaikuntam, the Milky Ocean, the Kshetrabdinathan, they all cannot be seen now. But the Archavataram is very much available for us to go and see at the temple anytime. Pinnular Vanangam Jyoti. Alvar says Pinnunar Vanangum Jyoti. Means those who are going to come even 1,000 years after will be able to see the same Archavataram whom we are seeing now in Tirumala, in Ranganathan, in Srirangam, in all the temples that we see. Even people who are going to come after generations will also be able to enjoy. So the Archavataram is not at all limited in any way by its accessibility to us. It is available to us in holy places, in temples, in our houses, in Shaligramam. So that the Kuhyam, the mysterious truth about the Archavataram can be found in the Agamas, in Puranas, in the other scriptural text. The Archamurti is so beautiful to even look at. Surupam Pratimam Vishnoho Prasanna Vadane Kshanam Kritvat Mana Pratikarim Suvarna Rajatabdibihi. Means after having shaped a beautiful image of Vishnu, after having sculpted, carved a beautiful Vigraham of Vishnu with a lovely face and lovely eyes, out of gold or out of silver, out of stone, in a manner that would be pleasing, in a manner that would be enjoyable. And then it is consecrated. It is made sacrosanct by the mantras, by the yantrams. With avahanam, they enshrine power into that. And one would worship it, one would do sacrifice, one would meditate, one would perform praise it. By doing so, one would enter into that form, which is none other than the Brahman himself. And we will have all our papams dispelled, removed by that. So beautifully, even the Alvar, like what I said last week, Tamaruhandad Evuruvam Avuruvam Tane, Tamaruhandad Yepper Apper. Whatever the form that we enjoy, he would house himself into that form. Whatever name that we would want, we like to enjoy, he would enshrine him in that name. You can tell him Nrsimha, you can say Krishna, you can say Rama, you can say Kuti, you can say Lallu, Lalu, you can say anything, and he would come in that form. If you say it with preeti, with love, with affection, with devotion, he assumes whatever shape his devotees want him to assume, accepts whatever name that they give him, and becomes whatever form the devotees give him when they meditate on him. So, even in Bhagavad Gita Slokam, 4th chapter, 11th Slokam, he says, Ye yata mam prapatyante tans tataiva bhajamyaham. Whatever they want, I would come into that form. Nammalvar also tells us the same truth. Nenjinal Nenaipan Yavan Avanagum Neel Kadal Vandane. We do not need to worry about our inability to access him in his Pararupam in Sri Vaikuntham or Chirabdinathan. He will assume whatever form we give him, even in our thoughts. And it is in no way different from Sri Vaikuntanathan, in no way inferior to Sri Vaikuntanathan. In fact, it is even better than Sri Vaikuntanathan, because Sri Vaikuntanathan is not coming to us, whereas he is coming with all his saulabhyam, easily accessible, sulaban. What else do we need? So, but because he comes so easily accessible, we should not belittle him. I have read somewhere that Paratvam Kanda Anjamaik Shaulabhyam. Shaulabhyam Kandi Igalamaik Paratvam. Paratvam means Sri Vaikuntanathan, the Sarveshwaran, Sarvajnan, Sarvashaktan, the Lord of the universe, the supreme deity. All that will scare us. Oh my God, he is such a big Lord. How can I go to him? I'm such a Mahapapi. So he comes himself as a cowherd boy, Kutti Krishnan, so that we can go to him, hug him, talk to him, enjoy him, and be with him. But we should not think that he is after all a cowherd boy. Then he would completely go away. So we should enjoy Sarveshwaratvam in that Krishna form. And we would enjoy his Saulabhyam in Paratva Sri Vaikuntha form. So that's the meaning of that Nama. Kumbhaha, he who is an object of desire, he who shines in this world, he who fills this world with his fame, with his Mahimai, with his Vaibhavam, he in whom everything is contained, everything is housed. He who envelops the whole universe, Kumbham. Kumbham means the pot. He who contains everything. See, Parasara Bhattar gives two interpretations, two derivations for the Nama. The first is he who is desired, Kantav. So, Unadi Sutra Kameha Kumcha. So, Parasara Bhattar says the Kantaha, he is desired by the devotees because he is ultimate in beauty. When something is beautiful, we would like to hold, we would like to have. If something is so beautiful, we would like to take that. He is the most beautiful. He is the most beautiful of everything, anything in the world, anything that we have ever seen. Then obviously we would like to have. He is the one by reaching whom there is no more return to the ocean of samsara. There is nothing more to desire after reaching him. That is why Andal says, once she decides to marry him, she would say, I will perish if you even talk about getting me married to a human being. If I am talked about getting married, even talked about, I will perish. I will not survive. So because of his desire, because he is Sakshat Manmata Manmatan. Tripanalvar is one of the Alvars, and his birth star today, his Trinakshatram is today. He says at the end of his 10 verses, he says, "En amudanai kanda kangal matrondranai kanave." Tripanalvar says, the eyes, he went into Srirangam, Ranganathan Sannidhi. He sang 10 pasurams after enjoying from his lotus feet, then the thighs, then the nabhi, the navel, then the beautiful broad divine chest, the neck, the lips, the eyes, and then he enjoys the totality, the complete, in its entirety, the divine beauty form of Lord Ranganathan. And finally he says, Kondal Vandanai Kovalanai Vennayunda Vayan Yen Ullam Kavarndanai Undergone Ani Arangan Yen Amudanai Kanda Kangal Matrondrinai Kanave. The eyes that have seen my Amudan, my sweet nectar, would not see anything else. He says, my Amudan. He is not saying my eyes having seen Amudan will not see anything else. He did not say my eyes. He says the eyes that have seen my Amudan would not see anything else. He has associated himself with the Lord and he has disengaged himself from the eyes. The eyes that have seen my Amudan would not see anything else. Then and there he attained moksham and he united with the Lord in that Sannidhi. He disappeared. That's the beauty of our Lord Ranganatha. And this Alvar lived just few thousand years ago, 1500 years ago. And he was born in not in a Brahminhood. He was born in some kulam. Those days, though that kulam was not even allowed to enter into the temple. So he used to stay afar from the temple, giving respect to the rules, protocol existing then. He never used to come, but he was so devoted. And the Lord instructed the priest, the chief priest, the chief of the priests, Saranga Muni, to bring him to the Sannidhi. He said, no, I cannot come. I cannot step my foot into and impurify the Divya Kshetra. So he said, okay, you cannot step your foot in the sthalam. I will take you on my shoulder. So the chief priest brought him on his shoulder, brought Tripanalvar on his shoulder and brought him to the Sannidhi. And that's when he sang these 10 pasurams. So Kumbhaha, then Vishuddhatma, he is of pure nature. If Bhattar's Anubhavam is Bhagavan sacrifices all that he has for his devotees. He is of pure nature. Even Tripanalva says Amalan Adi Piran. He is Amalan. He has got completely devoid of all imperfections. He is completely opposite of all defects, imperfection. Amalan. Malan means defects, impurity. Amalan. Opposite of impurities. He has got no bad gunams. He is full of ananta kalyana gunams. Shankaracharya says Vishuddhatma means the pure Atman who is beyond the influence of 3 gunams. Sattva gunam, Rajasa gunam, Tamasa gunam. Which is, we are caught by that. When we are in Sattva gunam, we attend the Zoom class and recite Vishnu Sahasranamam. When we are in Rajasa gunam, we enjoy the Netflix and the Amazon and all that. When we are in Tamasa Gunam, we are lethargic, we feel sleepy, we feel so grumpy. So we are caught by these 3 gunams all the times because of the food that we eat, because of our karma. But we try to inculcate the Sattva Gunam by trying ourselves, making efforts to get into this. The more we put efforts, the more the Lord will facilitate us to do multifold. But he is nothing, no way affected by these gunas. He is pure. And that is what is Vishuddhatma, Vishodhanaha, the purifier. He is the one who purifies. Vishodayati iti Vishodhanaha. Bhagavan has the nama purifier because he purifies those who give up their body in a holy shrine by making them fit to attain him. Because once you perform Sharanagati, place your burden, taking care of yourself at his feet, he would take care of you. Nammalvar says, Ennai kondu en pavam thannayum para kalithu தன்ன மேவும் தன் மயம் ஆக்கினான் எம்பிரான் விட்டு Vishnu Chitta. So Vishnu is the one who would remove all our papams and purify us to attain him. Shankaracharya gives the interpretation that he is the purifier because the very remembrance of him purifies us. The very utterance of his stotras purify us. The very nama sankirtanam will purify us by destroying our papams. Smriti matrena papana kshapanat vishodhanaha. The purification happens because of remembrance of his name. Him keeps our mind from being influenced by rajasa gunam, tamasa gunam. When we are reciting, we don't think of anything else. When we are doing nama sankirtanam, when we are doing japam, we don't think of anything else. By remembering him, the human heart becomes cleansed of all papams, immaculately swept of all consequent feelings of restlessness. So Bhagavan purifies the universe in various ways by the process of creation, by his unrestrained manner. So he purifies us. Even he purifies us by giving luster to the sun. Then comes Aniruddha. So Parasara Bhattar interprets the next namams, describing the Vyuha form, the Vibhava form. Vyuha means the Kshetrabdinathan, or Pradyumnan, Aniruddhan, Sankarshanan, Vasudeva, all those Vyuha form. And the Vibhava Avataram, Ramakrishna Avataram. So Aniruddha, next is Aniruddha. He who is in the form of Aniruddha, he who is unobstructed. The Aniruddha means, the Nama literally means one who cannot be obstructed in any way. Once he decides, he gives us the Jnanam, he gives us the Voli. There is a shrine called, there is a Divyadesam called Sri Mushnam, where the Lord has appeared by himself on his own account. Nobody has carved, nobody has made the form. He comes on his own. Varaha Avataram, Bhu Varahan. When he took the Varaha Avataram, he brought the Bhumi Pirati, Bhuma, from the clasp of Hiranyaksha Asuran. He saved the Bhumi Pirati from the Asura, and he killed the Hiranyakshan. When he was about to die, the Hiranyakshan prayed that he would be happy, pleased if Varaha has a darshan, gives him the darshan. So when he came out, he was facing the west, and so this Hiranyakshan died in the south. So he turned his face like this. So Varaha turns towards the south, towards the left of his facing the west. So he sees him, he gives him the darshan. Even though he is an Asuran, he had tortured Bhumi Devi, he is a Rakshasa, he had killed him, but because he prayed, there is nobody, he is never impartial. He doesn't do any favoritism. So Bhuvarahan is the one who gives us Jnanam, who gives us darshan. Jnana Piranai Allal Illai Nan Kandadu Nalladuve, Nammalvar says. Jnana Piran, he is called Jnana Piran. So he is the one in the form of Aniruddha, he who is unobstructed. Nobody can stop him by giving us the Jnana. Parasara Bhattar gives the interpretation as referring to Bhagavan's Nityavasam as Janardana. So then comes Apratirataha, the matchless, the peerless. Pratiratan is one who can oppose another in a quarrel, in a battle, in a fight, mounted on a chariot. Pratiratan. Apratiratan is the one who has no such person who can confront Perumal thus. Pratiratan means I am here, somebody comes opposite to me in a chariot, I am in a chariot and he fights with me, so I am a Pratiratan. Somebody can oppose me in a fight. Apratiratan is one who has no such person who can confront him. Bhagavan is matchless. No one can stand directly in front of his chariot. Nobody can engage successfully against him. Apratiratan. Shankara Bhashyam says, Sri Shankara Bhashyam, there is no one equal to you. How can there be another greater than you in the three worlds? In Arjuna says in Gita, Natvat Samospet Padika Kutonyaha, 11th chapter, 43rd Sloka. There is no one equal to you. How can we talk about greater than you? Tan Opparilappan. Tan Opparilappan. There is no one equal to you. Yennappan, Yanakayugulai, Yennai Petravalumai. Ponnappan, Maniappan, Muttappan, Yennappanumai. Minna Pon Madhushu, Trivandakar Chendappan. Tan Opparilappan, Tandanal Tanata Nidale. Nammalvar says. He is Tan Opparilappan. There is no one equal to him. Chinmayananda's Anubhavam is in the loving presence of Vishnu, everyone is vanquished. There is no one even to threaten him. Everyone goes at the end of Pralayam, dissolution. Pradyumnaha, next name. He who illumines the Jivatmas. He who gives us life after the Pralayam, during the evolution. He gives us back the life. He gives us back the Sharira, gives us opportunity to get saved. He whose wealth is of a superior order. Pradyumna. Dyumna means wealth, luster. Pradyumna is the one who illumines, whose wealth is superior order. So he who makes the individual souls, individual jivatmas, effulgent. He makes us shine. Because when you think of him inside our heart, when you think of him, utter his name, you do Ashtakshara Japam, you do Nama Sankirtanam for 100 days. You don't have to tell others that I have been doing Nama Sankirtanam for 100 days, every day, 10 minutes, for example. At the end of the 100th day, you don't have to tell others that you have been doing Nama Sankirtanam for 100 days. They will know by just looking at you. Because he is the one who illumines you. The meaning of each nama by looking at the word syllable by syllable, we need to analyze. Dyumnam Dravinam. Prakrishtam Dyumnam Dravinam. Shankaracharya says, one who has wealth of a superior order, one who has enormous wealth. And it also means one who has Lakshmi. Because he is Lakshmi Pati, Tiruvukkum Tiruvagiya Shelvan. And then we have Amita Vikramaha, he who is of immeasurable steps. So, Vikramaha means stride. Parasara Bhatta says, Trivikramaha, incarnation, Trivikrama Avataram. He who is of immeasurable steps. He immediately took a huge Trivikrama Avataram to measure the universe in one step. Vikrama also means prowess, heroic valor. Sri Shankaracharya uses this meaning and gives the interpretation. He is Amita Vikramaha because of his unequaled prowess, which cannot be injured by anyone. Amita, Alutiha, Amitaha, Atulitaha, Vikramaha, Asya iti Amita Vikramaha. The interpretation is a connection to the previous nama, Pradyumna. So he acts with unlimited speed of mind in his role as Pradyumna. Amita Vikrama, he is omnipotent, he is omnipresent, he is omnipotent. None can stand against him. He is Amita Vikramaha, he is of immeasurable steps. Adiyan, Dhanyosmi. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.